UFC Fight Night Arnold Allen versus Melquizael Costa is happening this weekend, and I'm going to predict this main event. I think I actually have a pretty good pick for this card that I'm super confident in. So first, let's start off with the tail of the tape. I just said that to sound fancy. I'll just say let's start off with the stats. Arnold Allen, he's 20-4. Three of those losses coming in the UFC, but against high-level comp like Movsar Evloev, Max Holloway, and Gene Silva. And in my opinion, I think he won that Movsar fight. Outside of getting dropped in the last round of that Max Holloway fight, I think it was a 48-47. And some people could even argue 48-47 for Allen. I think they'd be wrong, but it was razor close. And that Gene Silva fight came down to a matter of a couple strikes over who won. Those aren't bad losses to have. Then that Melquizael Costa, I think he only has 2 losses in the UFC, overall record of 26-7, about to hit that Brazilian 10, but only 7 losses, 2 of them in the UFC. I believe his only losses were I know it's to Steve Garcia by brutal slime out, but that's how Steve Garcia beat you. And Steve Garcia is pretty good. I'm not going to hate on that loss. And the other one, I believe, was to Thiago Moises by a rear naked choke. But that's kind of when Moises was the man a little bit. 2023, when he was losing a little bit of his goated status, but that was still decent Moises level, not too far after that Makhachev fight. So again, not going to hate on either of their losses too much, but Arnold Allen's I definitely rate higher. Now, let's talk about their wins. Arnold Allen, his most recent win was over Giga Chikadze. Oh, that's not that great of a win, but Giga is also a very hard stylistic matchup for Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen doesn't have a lot of one-punch KO power, like was demonstrated by what's his name? You guys know I know him. The last guy who fought Arnold Allen also fought Gene Silva. The slip, dip, and rip boxer. We'll get back to his name eventually. But Arnold Allen is a more of a overwhelm you with shots if he's going to TKO you. But he's more of a decision guy as of recent, at least. But so I guess the Giga fight wasn't too difficult of a matchup for him in terms of how he performed. He pretty clearly won rounds 2 and 3, but I just expected him to do better in that fight. That was coming off a layoff and hand injuries, though, so I won't hate on him for that. Melquizael Costa's last win was against Dan Ige. I don't really rate that win too highly either. Dan Ige is older than he's ever been, just like everyone, but he's very old now. He's 5 foot, probably like 5'6", a lot shorter than Arnold Allen, and he's not really shown to be as good as of recent. His last fight with Pitbull kind of dominated him outside of that 3rd round where he was able to rock Pitbull just a little bit and win it, in my opinion. But he pretty clearly lost those first 2 rounds and got dropped by Pitbull. That's not a great look, geriatric Pitbull. But Melquizael Costa did exactly what he should have done to Dan Ige if he's going to prove he's going to be a top guy, which is slime him out in the 1st round, at least that version of Dan Ige. Arnold Allen's last win before the Giga fight was, I believe, Calvin Kattar in 2022, and that was because of a knee injury from Kattar. I know he was beating Kattar before that, but I don't know. Allen's not really been on momentum in a long time, and this is the first time I can remember in recent history that he's come back this quickly from a fight. Maybe the Giga fight he came back a little quicker, but I don't know. The Giga fight was in 2024. Gene Silva fight was the beginning of this year. That was such a long layoff. So I expect the Arnold Allen we're going to see now, not with any broken hands, no sort of injury or anything coming into this fight. I believe he'll perform better than we've seen him perform in a long time. Whereas Melquizael Costa has been active. He's on a win streak. I believe he's on a 6-fight win streak. I think none of the names on there I rate too highly. Arnold Allen will definitely be the best guy he's ever fought by a long shot. But, I don't know. This is actually a little bit closer than I thought at first. I was going to pick Arnold Allen pretty easily at first. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how. I do think Arnold Allen will perform better than we've ever seen him perform because of the activity, no injury. And I think if that happens, I think he'll smoke Melquizael Costa. Melquizael Costa is shown to not have the fastest hands. He has great kicks, but Arnold Allen's taller than anyone he's head kick KO'd. And I think that's his only path to victory. I don't see him out-grappling Arnold Allen when Movsar couldn't establish any sort of dominant position. I know Movsar isn't the best at that, but he's better than Melky. Melquizael Costa doesn't have the best hands either. He's got decent hands, but no real power, no real sting, no real speed in those hands. What's really dangerous is his kicks. And Arnold Allen has great kick defense, and I just don't see Melquizael Costa head kick KOing 5'8", and I think he's closer to maybe 5'9", or Dan Ige is lying about his height. But I think he's a lot closer in height to Melquizael Costa than Dan Ige was. And I don't know. I just don't see a head kick KO coming. And I think that's the only way Melky could win. Maybe he could break Arnold Allen's hands with wrapping those body kicks at his head, getting Arnold Allen blocking those shots and breaking his hands with those. But I don't see that happening either. I actually see a classic Arnold Allen second round slime out, similar to the Dan Hooker fight. I think he'll tag Melquizael Costa. Melky has shown he can be put out. Arnold Allen, while he has a little bit of a suspect chin, got dropped by Movzar, got dropped by Holloway, got dropped by Hooker, kind of dropped by Giga, but not really, more off balance. Gene Silva was catching him clean, though, and couldn't drop him, couldn't really even rock him. Maybe stumbled him, but he wasn't really rocked. It was more just a bunch of shots, hard shots, landing all over his face, pause, and he just kind of kept going backwards, trying to get away from him. Overwhelmed was more the word for that. He wasn't rocked. And I don't see Melky rocking him with the hands, so it'll have to be a kick. Again, I don't see that happening. Let's dig more into this. That's actually really surprising. I see Arnold Allen as a big volume guy, whereas Melky, I don't see him as much of a volume. I guess his kicks, he's landing a lot of kicks, but still, that's kind of surprising. Significant strikes. These stats are actually really surprising. I did not expect Arnold Allen to be the guy who's hit more and lands less. But again, these don't really tell us that much because it's such a big difference in level of competition. Yeah, these stats don't really mean anything to me. I think I have to pick Arnold Allen by a slime out. It's just the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, Melky could catch him, but I'm not going to put my bets on Melky possibly catching him. And this is Melquizael Costa's first 5-round fight. Arnold Allen showed against Max Holloway. He knows how to pace himself. He can keep that pace. He got tired a little bit after that Gene Silva fight in the third round, but that was such a high-paced fight. Look at that Movzar fight, a very high-paced fight with grappling, with striking, and he was able to push in that third round and pretty clearly win that third round, clearer than any of the other rounds. Yeah, I think I have to take Arnold Allen here. He's more proven in 5 rounds, even though it's just one fight. He's more proven in cardio, in pace, in high-paced fights. He has better hands. I don't think the kicks will be too much of a factor. And Arnold Allen has his own great kicks himself. Bigger and stronger than anyone Melky's fought. More technical, better striker, better grappler than anyone Melky's fought. Yeah, give me Arnold Allen by a second round TKO. And I'm pretty confident in that now. Now that I've talked it out, I'm almost assured that that's what's going to happen. Matter of fact, if that doesn't happen, I'm deleting my channel. But Arnold Allen is going to slime this Wigga out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to follow, which is the same thing as subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. I'll come back tomorrow with my full card reaction, not reaction, predictions, and my predictions to the Netflix card. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.